It's all of us against a god.
Let's go to war.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cinema Circle, the show where we talk and do movie reviews of all your favorite releases coming out of Hollywood. I am your host for today, Mr. Scenario Shaquille VonJevy. I am still under the weather, but I am here with my lovely panel, Zander Francis.
What's up?
And Kiki SB.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Today we are doing the X-Men Apocalypse pre-show. There is a lot to talk about, so let's get started with it. Kiki, tell us a little bit about X-Men Apocalypse and what's supposed to happen.
Okay, so here's a synopsis. Worshipped as a god since the dawn of civilization, the immortal Apocalypse becomes the first and most powerful mutant. Awakening after thousands of years, he recruits the disheartened Magneto and other mutants to create a new world order. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, Professor X and Raven lead a team of young X-Men to stop their seemingly invincible nemesis from destroying mankind.
All right, so what do we think about the synopsis?
I'm hearing a lot of action.
That's what I'm hearing. What about you?
I'm hearing action too. I'm hearing some kind of war coming up.
I'm hearing that, you know?
Action. Yeah, great synopsis. Sounds good, right? I guess they really did save Mystique, so I guess she is leading.
I was thinking about why they mention her as Raven.
Yeah, and we'll get into that actually when we get into the marketing. Let's talk casting. All right, so we have James McAvoy as Charles Professor Xavier. We have Michael Fassbender as Magneto. We have Jennifer Lawrence as Raven / Mystique. Nicholas Hoult as Hank McCoy Beast. The amazing Oscar Isaac, Mr. Poe, as Apocalypse. We have Rose Byrne as Moira McTaggart. Evan Peters is coming back as Quicksilver. Josh Hellman as the young William Stryker. And then we got some newcomers coming in. Sophie Turner is the young Jean Grey. Ty Sheridan is the young Cyclops. We have Alexandra Shipp as the young Aurora Monroe, which is Storm. Ben Hardy is Angel. Cody Smith McPhee is Nightcrawler. Lucas Till is returning as Alex Summers, aka Havoc. We got Lana Condor as Jubilee. Olivia Munn is coming in as Psylocke. And we have a bunch of other characters here. Some that just don't need to be mentioned. There is a big cast.
Yeah, it's a big cast.
Big cast. So what I want to do is, we already know that Magneto and Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy are great in their roles as Magneto and Professor X. Right? Wonderful. I can't believe that they were able to replace
I know, that's
Ian
insane.
McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, that's
somebody
insane.
who can bring it to their level.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these new guys. Let's talk about Ty Sheridan as Cyclops. Let's talk about Alexandra Shipp as Storm and Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. I think the only person that we can really judge on is Sophie Turner because she's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I know that's one of your favorite shows. What do you think about her being Jean Grey?
You know what? I'm okay with it because Jean is she's a pretty laid back character. Her personality is pretty laid back. So I think Sophie Turner will definitely embody Jean Grey, and I think she'll kill it.
You think she's gonna kill it?
I think she's gonna kill it.
She has. I feel like she has a lot to do. Of course, she has to do the American accent. I don't want her to be too timid, but Jean Grey is a very laid back character, as you said. But she does turn up when Phoenix comes. So,
that's what I was thinking. When she becomes Phoenix,
we gotta see that.
She has to turn it on.
Yeah, she really does. Yeah. Do you guys think that these guys? I feel like these guys they fit. They look like their older counterparts, right? Yeah. Especially Ty Sheridan. He does definitely look like
his brother.
Yeah, he looks like
definitely,
James Marsden. I don't know too much about the acting, but it seems like they'll do all right. It seems like
Let's look. Everybody was unknown, basically, or close to that for the original X-Men. And a point you bring up a lot. So yeah. I'm open. Man.
Yeah, I'm open.
Let's see what happens. What are we gonna say? You know.
Got it. All right, let's talk about the marketing because I think the marketing is the most important here. We watched 2 of the 3 trailers, right? Yeah. I watched 2.
Actually,
I watched 2.
You watched,
or the most organic way I could. I saw it with Civil War.
Oh, okay.
So I saw all 3. I did.
You saw?
I saw
okay, so we're gonna talk about the first 2, and I want you to talk about the last one because I haven't seen that. I'm trying to stay away.
Okay.
Okay. the first two trailers, I thought Apocalypse is very compelling, right? He's very compelling. I'm interested in what the cause is. The way how Apocalypse moves is that it's survival of the strongest, right? He doesn't care whether you're a mutant or a human. As long as you're strong, you can survive, right? He's gathered his 4 horsemen, and he's waking up from a world where he was once praised as a god, and now he's seeing them being prosecuted, and now he's coming to cleanse the earth, and he only wants the strongest. And it seems like they promised a destruction movie. That's what I want. So, what do you like?
From the first 2 trailers? Yeah, pretty much. I've seen the same thing as you. You know, Apocalypse is very... He knows what he wants. He knows he only wants the strongest of everyone. And he seems like he's on a mission to get that. You know what I mean? I don't think anything's going to stand in his way, but we'll see about that. I mean, the trailers are very Apocalypse driven. You know what I mean? The 2 that I've seen. So I think that, we're going to get a vicious battle. I
would hope so.
Yeah. Something we didn't get in Days of Futures Past. We're going to get... I hope we get that action.
The trailers didn't showcase too much power for me, and but the trailers I thought were good, and I feel like the second one almost brought me to tears. But that's just because I've been loving these characters for 16 years now. You know what?
In the trailers, because I saw so much rubble that lets me know that there's gonna be a lot of action. Because like where else did all this rubble and trash come from? Like how did everything get destroyed? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Probably from one of them.
Exactly. Plus, we have the action sequences like when Psylocke comes in.
Yeah,
and fights Beast.
Oh, and splits the car in two. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She splits that car in 2 and fights Beast. You know what I mean?
Don't just make her do a superhero landing. Yeah. Right? And that's it. Like, I want to see her slice some people up, man. What did you think about that last trailer?
The third?
Yeah.
Well, you guys know who's in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wolverine.
I actually had a bad experience not with the trailer. Leading up to it, it was spoiled in headlines of a site I visit. Now, I know a lot of people don't consider it a spoiler, but I think... Now, should I say it on air? Everybody's seen it.
Everybody knows
Wolverine's in it. Yeah. I am ecstatic because I love the man, the actor, and the character. But I'm just stuck on why did you do that? You should have kept that in the holster. Yeah. You should have you don't need, people will be there. We are gonna be there. I'm gonna be there 2-3 times even if I don't like the movie. I'm telling you right now, okay? So I'm there. Why? But I was in there most organic way I could in the theater, watching it innocently. And even though I knew he was in it, and I saw the picture and all that, I'm like,
I didn't know he was in it.
He killed a bunch of people, and his hand comes out. So it's exciting. It's exciting. And you know what?
Oops.
You just spoiled that for me.
Sorry.
I didn't know he was in it.
I asked you.
I thought everyone knew.
Oh well.
Well, this was my thing.
So.
Oops.
You shouldn't have put it in.
Oops. But is it really a spoiler if they put it in the trailer? Not necessarily. It's like a fine line of what is considered a spoiler these days. Anything could be a spoiler. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, Ant-Man has a new uniform. Spoiler.
No, man, man. It's just...
Okay, for everybody...
It would have been cool to see him there.
In the first 2 trailers, that was enough people to showcase what they were doing. They could have kept Wolverine in the back pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though we know what he's going to be doing, we don't have to see that. Like what he's saying.
True.
I'm just saying it would have been fun for
It would have been fun
to show up to this.
Everybody kind of like rumbling like, oh, is he going to be in it? Is he not? But for me, it wasn't a spoiler for me. I wasn't really pissed off because he had to be in this movie. There was no way that he couldn't be in this movie just for the fact that at the end of Days of Future Past, Mystique took him out of the water. If Mystique never took him out of the water and it was Stryker, if it was just Stryker that took him out of the water, I'm good. Right? We already know where Wolverine goes from there. He goes to the Weapon X program. Yeah. You know, he gets the claws in him, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? We get that. But it's the fact that it was Mystique that took him out of the water posing as Stryker. They need to address that. That's the only reason why.
I hope they do. I really hope they
have to. The only thing is, my like the only thing about that is that it's 10 years later.
Yeah.
So whatever she did with him happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna address it 100%,
Right.
but it needs to be addressed somehow. You know what I mean? Another thing, with the trailers and the poster, I don't know, was there a lot more Mystique or Raven in the last trailer? Because in the first 2 trailers,
It was all Raven.
it was all Raven. I have finally figured out why. But was it more Raven or Mystique in the last trailer?
I think it was I only seen it once.
Okay.
So I would say it's either a healthy balance of both. Definitely the most of Mystique that I've seen.
Okay.
Okay.
I have 2 reasons. The first one that I came up with when I was like trying to really figure this out was, okay, they don't have Wolverine. Like you can sell a poster with Iron Man's face. You could sell a poster with Captain America's face. You could sell a poster with Spider-Man, all those other guys, right? But there's nobody in this X-Men Apocalypse movie that you can actually sell a poster based on, right? Like Cyclops is not iconic in the sense like, whereas like you're gonna see that uniform and know that, oh that's X-Men. I have to see that. Everything that they've done with this movie is like, oh, that's Magneto. I gotta see that. Oh, that's there. They don't have that character. If they had Wolverine in the Wolverine yellow outfit with the claws, that is equivalent to an Iron Man suit on a poster. That's equivalent to a Captain America, a Spider-Man, a Batman, a Superman. That's equivalent to that. But all the other characters, they can't put that on there and be like, people walking by will be like, oh, that's Mystique. I gotta see this movie, right? It's more of a, oh, that's a cool poster. Oh, it's X-Men type of thing.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? So I really feel like, okay, the studios have to use Jennifer Lawrence to sell this movie and Michael Fassbender to sell this movie. That was my first thought.
Studios are so afraid.
They
That's
are.
what it is.
But then,
Even though it says X-Men, they're so afraid. Like,
I think this one is a little bit, I think this one is more on the art side of it, right? The story that we're getting. When was the last time that we saw Mystique? The last time that we saw Mystique, she just saved a cabinet of like the president, right? In blue form.
yeah.
She's hiding. Everybody knows who she is. It was telegraphed. It was on TV. So everybody knows who Mystique is now. So now I'm like, oh, maybe story-wise, she's more Raven because she's hiding because she's too much of a public figure now because she saved. The last time they saw her was all on TV where she saved the president from being shot by Magneto.
Interesting.
And I think that's what it is. That's my theory.
I'd buy it.
I hope you're right.
I'd buy that for $1. My fellow Cineplexians, we would be honored if you would join us, so become part of the circle. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.